You, fat one, go take care of that blue pest.
Who are you calling fat?
You! Now, if you hurry and destroy Sonic, I've got an even bigger sandwich.
Boy, that would...
Oh, help me.
I do like the humor in this game. It's fun in a nice, quirky little way. And I want to admit something that I'm quite embarrassed to tell everyone. This was originally half an hour. Yep. I had to edit down a half an hour clip down to 15 minutes because I failed so many times. I died that many times in succession that this would have been a half an hour video if I didn't do it post commentary. Reasons like this is probably why you shouldn't be doing Let's Plays blind, but from here on out it's all gonna be not blind. I'm going to have sight again. Thank the Lord. I don't know. That seemed relevant at the time, and now I regret saying it. Anyway, this is essentially the return of Mach Speed sections, which we haven't seen since Sonic 06, and I can easily say it's a lot better than Sonic 06's variation of the Mach Speed sections. We don't really have this often. I think it's probably like one of 2 times. I can't recall seeing, off the top of my head, I can't recall seeing this section happen that often. I have completed the main story, but I just can't for the life of me remember how many more Mach Speed sections we had. Yes, and that was where my repeated deaths occurred. That's why that little skip me button, skip me capsule appeared. Oh god, this is such an embarrassment. I can't believe I went from half an hour down, compressed to 15 minutes. That's just bad. As I did point out in the first video, this game is pretty much going to be, for your first time, more or less trial and error, while you try and get used to the controls, try and get used to the new level layouts. It's once you get used to it though, it's all good, which I will hopefully prove when I go back to the regular live Let's Plays. I'm still contemplating whether I should carry on this game live or post-commentary. I want to go back to doing live, but with it being a high-paced Sonic game, I probably should do it post-commentary, just in case, but I prefer live. Anyway, something I actually didn't notice at first, that little homing icon on the bosses, if you hold on to the R right trigger, it'll make Sonic speed up, and when it comes to the homing attacks, if you keep hold of the R and stay close to an enemy, for instance the boss, the homing attack signal will get more symbols inside, shipshun, if you will. There'll be one circle, then there'll be 2, and then a 3rd dot. It's essentially a gauge filling up. The more it fills up, the more powerful your homing attack will be, which will be very useful for later bosses, trust me. It took me a while to catch on. And cutscene.
Power levels green, Orbot?
Power level stable. Extractor activated.
Good, good.
Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Feed me, baby. I'm feeling stronger by the second.
Levels fluctuating. Reaction unstable. Better shut it down quick, boss, or it will lock into overload.
Shut it down!
Why'd you stop, boss? I felt great.
The machine is unstable. We just want to borrow some of the planet's energy. We don't want to destroy it.
Speak for yourself.
Dun dun dun. I like this little pun. Desert ruins. And they done a little, it should have been an S here. That's cute. I like that kind of humor. This game, I just love it. The story is real. It's just something you can easily go and just watch. Sounds weird the way I'm putting it, but I genuinely do like the story in this game. It just feels like it's got the right amount of story, not way too much like say Sonic 06 kind of story, but you know, it's not too little like Sonic Generations. It's got the right amount of story for the right. It feels like this cutscene is somewhat of a reward for finishing levels and progressing through the game, which you can't really say that often for cutscenes, can you? Anyway, yeah, that's another place that I repeatedly died at. Embarrassed. Anyway, as I was pointing out before, the homing attack essentially has some sort of power gauge to it. The longer you hold onto the right trigger button, it's a right trigger, idiot. The longer you hold onto the right trigger, the more powerful your homing attack will become. This tactic will be very useful when it comes to bosses, because you can essentially make a 6-hit boss go down to 2. That's the implication of it, and in 1 or 2 occasions, you're actually going to need to finish off the final blow of a boss kind of scenario. Trust me, I learned that the hard way, and it was annoying. That's some way. That's a nice way to implement the homing attack. We're coming up to another cutscene, I suppose.
One word of helpful advice: diet and exercise.
That's 3 words.
Hey! Whoa!
I think I'll have you for dessert.
Don't talk with your mouth full.
Yeah, right. Hey, I forgot the mustard. I'll be right back.
Hey, where do you think you're going?
When you meet the Deadly Six, you're going to have one level that involves chasing or running away from them, and they come up with essentially like 6 different excuses to why you're chasing or running away from them. This one's got to be the most ridiculous.
I forgot the mustard. Be right back. Ooh, I'm hungry. I want some blueberries. You look like one.
I don't know, that's my impression of that guy. Not very good, I know. Whoops, the mic fell out. Anyway. I'm not actually quite sure what the red rings are supposed to do. They unlock the circuses, and I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, but Chaos Emeralds are actually in this game. Not as a plot MacGuffin though. I think they're a bonus, essentially like Sonic Colors. I think the idea is you want to collect all the red rings from every level so you can unlock the circus tent that holds the Chaos Emerald. I could be completely wrong here, but I'm pretty sure that's the way to go. And they essentially just become level, just a way to play through the level. I don't know what their ups and downs are. I don't know what the being Supersonic is like in this game. I don't even know if you can be Supersonic. I just know you can have the 7 Chaos Emeralds at some point. But I suppose that's for a later date. I like how they brought. I keep saying how much I like this game. I haven't said anything negative. It feels like I'm, you know, stroking the ego of Sonic Lost World way too much. If I was to give this game some negatives, I'd say occasionally the level design can be a bit redonkulous, but I suppose that's more along the lines of you just still getting used to a new layout, structure if you will, of the game. I'm trying to think, is there anything else I suppose there is one thing I really do not like about this game, but I don't want to say that until that particular part comes up, which is actually very, very late on in the game. That's one very big negative I've got towards this game. See, it's reasons like this is why I prefer doing live commentary, because I don't know what to talk about now. I'm lost for words. This part gave me trouble the first time, I'm not gonna lie. This probably took me like 5 tries. And I still missed the last one. That's actually quite depressing sight when you see that. All those little critters inside that capsule being sucked up by a tornado. That's quite depressing when you think about it. Oh yeah, there's also one more thing. Unfortunately, World 4 is the ice world of the game. Not particularly big fan of ice levels. I guess it's just something you have to deal with eventually. That is one thing I want to point out. This game's structure is essentially New Super Mario Bros. Wii U. Or Wii. Doesn't really matter. You got yourself the normal hilly level worlds, if you will. Then you got the desert world. Then you got yourself the water world. You got yourself the snow world. You got yourself the swamp world. The clouds world and the lava world. That sounds pretty much Super Mario Bros. Wii U, minus the Rocky Mountains. So apparently Sonic's taken on this whole... Hey, they even have the bonus world. Or Star World. You know, the Sonic equivalent of Star World. They've literally just gone, yep, Mario's a thing. Let's do what they do. Once again, I'm not gonna say that's necessarily a bad thing. It's just, well, if you're gonna have level motifs, you know, try and make it somewhat more interesting. Granted, they do have a freaking tornado, which is very interesting when you think about it. It would have been cool if you could ride a tornado like Shadow the Hedgehog. That was one part of that game I enjoyed.
It's dinner time.
It's dinner time. Bloop.
I hone your abilities. I equip you with the most powerful mechs I can create. I even give you a giant sandwich. And you still disappoint me. I'm a compassionate man.
That shell looks like trouble.
Hold on a second. Sonic! I think that thing in Eggman's hand
Gone! Eggman's shell is gone.
That was a mistake.
Whatever. When is it a mistake to take your toys away?
When it's the only thing keeping 6 angry Zeti from controlling my mechs, you moronic hedgehog. Strike, brothers! Make the fool pay for our abuse and enslavement. Shiver me timbers!
I hate to run away from a fight, Tails, but I don't want to see you get fried.
Not getting fried would be nice.
We are leaving!
Oh man, I should have listened to you, Tails.